An Unholy Alliance by Dr. Michael Youssef, the coming false prophet. In Revelation 13, John writes about two beasts. He describes the first beast in verses 1 through 4. The dragon stood on the shore of the sea, and I saw a beast coming out of the sea. It had 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 crowns on its horns, and on each head a blasphemous name. The dragon gave the beast his power and his throne and great authority. One of the heads of the beast seemed to have had a fatal wound, but the fatal wound had been healed. The whole world was filled with wonder and followed the beast. People worshipped the dragon because he had given authority to the beast, and they also worshipped the beast and asked, "Who is like the beast? Who can wage war against it?" This beast, which came out of the sea and received power from the dragon Satan, is the Antichrist. He arose from the sea. I believe the sea is a symbol for humanity. Other Bible passages in which the sea symbolizes the human race or wicked humanity include Isaiah 17:12-13 and 57:20, Daniel 7:2-3, and Psalm 65:7 and 89:9. Beginning in Revelation 13:11-12, John goes on to reveal another symbolic beast. Then I saw a second beast coming out of the earth. It had 2 horns like a lamb, but it spoke like a dragon. It exercised all the authority of the first beast on its behalf, and made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose fatal wound had been healed. The second beast coming out of the earth is the false prophet, though he is referred to symbolically as the second beast in Revelation 13. The false prophet is mentioned by name in Revelation 16:13, 19:20, and 20:10. The false prophet is the ultimate fulfillment of the prophetic warning of Jesus. For false messiahs and false prophets will appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. Matthew 24:24. What does it mean that the second beast, the false prophet, came out of the earth? For now, we can only speculate. When this prophecy is fulfilled, many will remember these words and recognize the false prophet for what he is, an instrument of deception, a puppet of Satan. John describes the second beast as having power to perform miraculous signs on behalf of the beast in order to deceive the inhabitants of the earth. This second beast orders the people to set up an image in honor of the first beast, the Antichrist. This passage in Revelation conforms to the prophecy of Daniel 9:27, where the angel Gabriel tells Daniel that in the middle of the 7 years of the tribulation, the Antichrist will put an end to sacrifices and offerings at the temple. An image will be raised up in the temple in honor of the Antichrist, an abomination that causes desolation. The second beast, the false prophet, will miraculously breathe life into the image of the first beast, and will have power from Satan himself, power to cause the image of the Antichrist to move and speak. What will the image say? It will undoubtedly order that anyone who refuses to worship the image of the Antichrist be executed. John goes on to say that the second beast, the false prophet, forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. Revelation 13:16-17. Imagine if the government told you that you could not hold a job, operate a business, or buy food unless you had an indelible satanic mark stamped on your body. How would you survive? How would you feed your family? You couldn't start a business or get a job. You couldn't collect unemployment insurance or a welfare check. You couldn't go to a religious charity for help. The only legal religion is worship of the Antichrist, so all other religions are outlawed. John says that the second beast had 2 horns like a lamb, but it spoke like a dragon. The false prophet will have a false Christ-like appearance, the appearance of a lamb, but he will have the voice of a dragon and will speak the words of Satan. People will see him as a divine spiritual leader, and Muslims will mistake him for the prophet Isa, the Masih whom we know as Jesus the Messiah, the Lamb of God. The false prophet will force the people of the world to worship the Antichrist. He will perform false miracles by the power of Satan, calling down fire from the sky and convincing people everywhere, including across the Muslim world, that he performs these false wonders by the power of God, the power of Allah. According to Islamic eschatology, Isa will assist the Mahdi in the same way the Book of Revelation says the false prophet will assist the Antichrist, and together they will establish the global empire of the Antichrist, which Muslims will mistake for the global caliphate of the Mahdi. The resemblance of the Mahdi to the Antichrist is thus clearly no coincidence. Satan knows every verse of the Bible, and he inspired every verse of the Quran. He is preparing the Islamic world to recognize the Antichrist as the Mahdi and the false prophet as Isa.